Alright, hey guys, it's Mike from the Motorcycle Showcase, and it is a little chilly to be riding in Jersey today. So what we're going to do, as everything's flying around, I am going to give you a walk around on the bike. I've had a lot of people ask me, what is it, what's on it, what do you like about it, what don't you like about it. So I figured what I would do is give you a walk around, tell you what I've done to it, and then give you at least one positive and one negative for each of the aftermarket parts that I've put on. So let's get the bike out. Alright guys, so let's start at the front and then we'll work our way to the back. So the first thing that a lot of people ask me about are the handlebars. These are a set of 12-inch Chrome Works handlebars. So these were a replacement to the 10-inch mini apes that came on it. Our one positive here is I actually like where the hand placement is with these. I know a lot of people say, hey, how can you have your hands that high? This is actually more comfortable than the 10-inch bars for me. So my hands sit just a little bit above my shoulders when I'm riding with these, but to be honest with you, for me, it is more comfortable than the 10-inch. A negative for these is I don't know if it's because they're very thin or how they're mounted to the bike, but they vibrate a lot. So if you look in some of my videos and I take my hand off the bar, you'll hear the vibration. That's the bars vibrating. So that's the one negative about these. All right, so let's head down the front end here and stop at the headlight. So this headlight is a Harley Davidson Daymaker. And I know a lot of people are giving me crap because I bought the Harley Davidson one, but it is what it is. I was riding a lot at night to go to school, and I needed something brighter than the stock headlight because honestly the stock headlight sucks. This does the job. So one positive right there is it is bright as hell. It kicks the stock headlight's ass. The obvious negative is it's extremely expensive. I know you can get a lot of other aftermarket parts now, headlights at least, that do just as well. But this is what I ended up with. Additionally, I actually had to get a new headlight housing to actually install this. So we had to install a new headlight housing with new connections to actually get this thing installed. All right, so next up, let's head to the tank. So if you can see, there are no logos on the tank. Those were shaved off by the previous owner. I actually really like the look with the logo shaved off. It gives it a nice, cleaner look, I think. So that's one thing that we did to it. Well, I didn't do it to it, he did do it. All right, next thing up is the top of the tank. We have our fuel gauge and our gas cap. So previous owner installed the flush mount fuel gauge, and he also installed the flush mount fuel cap. So again, a positive of this is it makes the tank look better, makes the lines on the tank look way better, I think. And let's take a look at the gas cap here, because that's the negative. So I've been having issues when it's humid. The pop-up gas cap does not pop up, so I can't put gas in the tank because the cap is not popping up. So I had to replace it with this cap. I'm working on repairing the other cap and seeing if there's a fix for it. All right, so next up is probably a bunch of the biggest modifications I've made to this thing. Previously, and I'll see if I can find any pictures, previous owner had the big radius, Vance Hyde's big radius exhaust on it. He had the stock air cleaner from Harley Davidson that was stock, and he had no tuner on this. So first, the Vance & Hines VO2 naked intake. Everything I have is Vance & Hines. It's the intake, the exhaust, and the tuner are all Vance & Hines, and I did that on purpose, so I figured everything Vance & Hines would work well together if it was working with Vance & Hines. So one of the things I liked about the air cleaner was the simple look of it. It cleaned up the engine a little bit. You can see more of the engine with it. Also, like any cleaner, it's going to bring in a little bit more air. It's not this giant significant thing, but it does help a little bit when you pair it with everything, exhaust and a tuner, etc. Again, like I said, he didn't have that. Previous owner didn't have that. Another thing I like about it is the filter itself is easy to replace. If you want to just clean the filter and then reinstall it, you can do that. You can have two filters set up, one that you're in the middle of cleaning, and you can rotate them out, that kind of thing. But again, real easy to take on and off. I really have no negatives on it. So next we'll move to another thing that a lot of people ask me about, which is the actual exhaust. So this exhaust is a Vance & Hines side shot exhaust, and I do not think you can buy this anymore. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can buy this anymore from them. I got them because I think they looked cool, they were different, they sound great. Obviously it's Vance & Hines, but one of the negatives is it burns the living out of my leg, which is why I have that guard there. I don't know if it's just me, but the way my calf sits, it just sits right on the exhaust with the forward controls, so it burns the out of my leg. Alright, so on that note, it wouldn't be a walk around video unless you could hear the pipes. So let's take care of that. Alright, so let's move next to another thing that I get asked about a lot, which is this battery box bag. It's by Bad & G. I put it on because I needed more storage on the bike, and it works very well for what I'm using it for. I use it really only for my insurance, things like that, things I don't need to get to quickly, but it works very well for it. It's very sturdy. It doesn't move when you ride. Again, so a positive is it's very well built. It has a lot of storage for where it is, and secures it very, very securely to the battery box. But a negative is that, again, you kind of got to get used to it hitting your leg, especially with the forward controls. My leg sits on it. I don't know if you can see the indent there of my leg, so you got to get used to it a little bit, but it was worth it for me. So next up is our latest addition to the bike, which is this Saddlemen Renegade LS Solo seat. So since I've had the bike, it had the original stock seat on it. It hadn't been changed at all from 2009. So I just put this on this year, and I rode basically this whole year with this seat. I don't have any negatives. There are no negatives, only positives. My ass does not hurt anymore when I ride. Whatever they do to build these seats is well worth the money. I have zero complaints. The thing is perfect. Next thing we got is what I think makes the bike look the way it does, and that is the Burley Slammer suspension. The previous owner did this. It is both front and rear. So positives on that is obviously the look of the bike. I think a lot of the look of the bike comes from having that suspension on it. A very obvious negative would be if I hit a bump or a pothole or anything, I feel it in my entire body. So if you're gonna lower your bike all the way around, maybe reconsider it. This is something I need to fix if I'm going to keep this bike for a long time, because I cannot deal with it anymore. All right, so one of the last thing we'll go over here is the Harley Davidson swing arm bag. I had put this on much like the battery box bag because I needed storage for things. This is perfect for when I go to work. Throw my lunch in it, throw a couple other things if I'm going to the gym, that kind of stuff. Enough fits in here so that, I can take the bike places. So positive is it gives me more storage. A negative, and this is my opinion, is the way that this thing connects, and I hope you can see it, but the way that this thing connects, it connects to the passenger floor peg mount, or to the holes for the mount, and then it has this metal loop that this leather piece hooks over, and it kind of stretches out over time, and you can see it's kind of leaning out a little bit. You can tighten the straps inside, but it doesn't do much if this leather is stretching. But overall, again, it's Harley Davidson part, well built, well made. I have no other complaints. So we have a lot of stuff coming up in 2021, a lot of cool things that we have planned, that I would like to get done, that I'd like to share with you guys. So go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification. It'll let you know when I upload something. Also follow us on Instagram. We post there all the time. Follow us on Facebook. Links should pop up down below in the video. I'll also put everything in the description below. Links to as much as I can find of the modifications that I've made are going to be in the description below. Also, don't forget to visit the website, www.themotorcycleshowcase.com. Go ahead and add your bike. We're trying to create a new social media platform that is dedicated just to riders. Right now, the website as is a proof of concept. I'm hoping to bring this to investors, but you can help out and help get this thing going by joining and posting your bike on the site.